Well, g'day folks. Before I start this next episode, I just want to share something with you. So I've got a parcel in the mail. So Workwear Connect from Annaburroo, Cheryl and Chris Hatch have done an amazing job, and I'm really looking forward to opening up this. As I said, before the next episode starts, we'll see what we've got here. So Cheryl and Chris have hooked me up with some shirts for the channel, so I'm pretty happy with that. Hopefully you can see that logo there. So this is going to be the new colour for the channel, so if you see me out and about with this, that's what it'll be. So once again, thank you Workwear Connect in Annaburroo, Cheryl and Chris Hatch. Thank you very much. Now let's get on with the episode. Well, g'day folks, and welcome back to the next episode. This one comes to you from Annaburroo station, which is in the top end of Australia. I've been lucky enough to be invited onto the station by the owner, and let's see what transpires over the next few days. All right, let's stay tuned. So before we start, Annaburroo isn't a farm stay, it's a working cattle station, but it's got everything that Northern Territory has to offer. It's got buffalo, it's got cattle, it's got helicopters, bit of fire thrown in, some big crocodiles, some wild feral pigs, and some even wilder scrub bulls. And buffalo. Did I mention buffalo? We'll talk about buffalo soon. So arriving at the station mid-afternoon, I was soon put to work with the local fire brigade as they were doing some fuel reduction burns along the roadside to protect the station just over the dry season. These blokes really know what they're doing and can get a lot of work done in a very short amount of time. So it was straight to bed after helping with the burn and off for a hunt in the morning. Well, g'day folks. I'm still on Annaburroo station. All the blokes are doing a bit of station work stuff, and the boss has kindly lent me his side-by-side, and he said to me, go out and see if you can find some pigs. So I've thrown the rifle in and just going for a bit of a jaunt. Luckily he's given me a map because this property is huge. So let's see what we can find. Apparently there's a billabong a little bit further on, so we'll go and have a look at that. There are a heap of gates on this property, so you always leave them as you find them. Well, I've just gone for a little bit of a walk and there is pig sign everywhere. So hopefully that's a good indication, but there must be a lot of pigs around here for the amount of sign that I've seen. It's not that fresh, but that doesn't mean to say that they're still not there. So we'll go for a bit of a walk and we'll take the gun and see what we can get. I'm hunting along the edge of this billabong, which should be prime pig country. You really need a second set of eyes hunting in this country. One eye on the water's edge for crocs, the other eye looking down for snakes, and that second set of eyes would be really handy to help look for what you're hunting. This pig sign was everywhere. Well, what an experience that was. Just walking through this country is just amazing. Unfortunately, didn't see any pig. As I said previously, saw plenty of sign, but look, it doesn't matter. I'm up here in the Northern Territory, on beside this beautiful billabong, walking through some virtually untouched wilderness up here. What more could you ask for? Just love this place. So it was back to the homestead and an early night because something special was happening in the morning. Oh, g'day everyone. Well, it's morning on Annaburroo, and believe it or not, I'm going to go for a fly in a little chopper. Apparently, and this is true, there's a rogue bull out there. This isn't a Troy Dan thing or anything like that. This is true. We're actually going out to have a look for a rogue bull, so this is going to be a fun morning. Taking off this morning, Adrian could not wait to show off his 90,000 acre property to me. Once in the air, you really get a sense of how big 90,000 acres is. The property consists of open woodlands, wetlands and open grasslands. A lot of the cattle are destined for the overseas market in Indonesia, Vietnam and Brunei. On the station there's about 3,500 cattle, about 700 domestic buffalo. So the smaller buffalo, the riverine, are bred for their milk and their cheese. So if you've ever had buffalo mozzarella, there's a good chance that that product came from one of the cattle from Annaburroo. There's a big push on the station to go from paddock to plate. So watch in the near future as you might find some products on your supermarket shelves from this actual station. A lot of care is gone in managing the buffalo on Annaburroo, and you can really see that by the quality of the herd. But now, let's go and find that rogue bull. Ever heard the term, looking for a needle in a haystack? You would think, being such a large animal, the buffalo would stand out very well, but believe me, they are the masters of camouflage in this country. We flew the length of the station to where the bull had last been seen. With Adrian's knowledge of cattle and the terrain, it wasn't long before we found him. It had been a cooler than average night the night before, and this buffalo had pushed itself up into the escarpment area where it was a bit warmer. It didn't take long to flush him out. Now that we've found him, we've marked the spot and we'll come back and deal with him a little bit later on. It was back to the homestead now because we've got a fishing trip organised. Just before we load up to go fishing, a few station duties, check on some cattle, check on a few buffalo, and then we're off for a fish. Did I mention there was a few gates on this property? So the plan this afternoon was we were going to take the boat and get a shady camp and fish till sunset. Unfortunately, the boat had other ideas, and as much as the guys worked on it, they just could not get it to start. So Adrian's daughter Jess and I have jumped on the quad bike, and Jess's brother has camped down at this Spot X, secret little spot at on the cattle station. So we're going to flick some lures and we'll see how we go here. Annaburroo shares a 35-kilometre boundary with the Mary River, which is one of the most crocodile-danced rivers in the Northern Territory, with about 15 saltwater crocodiles per kilometre. So I tell you, my eyes were peeled. Big crocodile tracks going down here. Slid down in there. So as night drew in, we tried our luck a little bit more, but it was time to go home. I'm glad Jess knew where she was going, because I had no idea. Pretty sure I've mentioned the gates. Another early rise, and we're on Billabong trying to chase that elusive barra. After a little bit of time trolling, I've finally hooked up.
There dog, you put us on off. Round of a rope, please. You want to throw it around the back here if we've got back the front? That'll be your car. Ah, bloody catfish. Bloody catfish. No! No!
It wasn't the barra I was after, but it was a fish.
I'm thinking, why aren't you jumping?
So our tour guide, cook and deckhand this morning was old mate Roo Dog. And true to form, right in the middle of cooking breakfast, Jess has hooked up onto a barra. She was just legal size, so it came home with us, and that was dinner that night.
Well done, mate.
Not sure if it's a territory thing, but this lily pad made a great plate for our breakfast. Okay, second time out to try to find these elusive pigs on Annaburroo. There's water here, surely there's got to be a pig here somewhere. Okay, no pigs here. I'm beginning to think they're a bit of a myth. So I made my way down to the Mary River. There's water there, so there's got to be pigs, right? This is pretty cool. I've just walked probably 20 metres from the buggy and just turn around, just down in there underneath that log is probably a 2.5 metre freshwater crocodile. He's just disappeared. So cool up here. So I was just wandering up to the water's edge, just nice and calmly, just to have a look, and all of a sudden I just saw this tail disappear into the water, and there was a croc, and I didn't see, his tail was fairly decent, but I didn't get to see how big he is. But you can see the swirls in the water there. He just took off down there. That gets the heart racing. I love it up here. I quietly snuck back to where I saw that freshwater crocodile when I first got here, but unfortunately he'd gone. My last day on the station. I made the trek over an hour in the buggy to the floodplain paddock. I've got to get a pig today. So the track was basically just a cattle pad that I was following north. Finally, out of the corner of my eye, I saw some small piglets. Everything was in my favour. I had the wind at my face, I had some good trees there for cover, so I snuck up on the edge of the billabong. As I got closer, I realised there was a massive boar in the billabong, so I took aim. It was a decent hit, and thankfully that's one less pest on the cattle station. Well, unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. This is my last day on Annaburroo, but it won't be the last time I visit here. I've had an absolutely fantastic time over the last week, fishing and hunting, meeting new friends. A few people I'd like to thank. It's Tristan, Severio, Zach, Alex, and a massive thanks to Adrian. Without him, none of these things would have happened. And behind every good man, there's a great woman. Thanks, Laurie. And the future looks bright with little Zachy. If you've liked watching this, please hit the subscribe button, give me a like. I've had a lot of fun making this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. I'm Andrew Schultz. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the outtakes. Well, this time we're on Annaburroo station in the top end of Australia. We're about an hour and a half east of... East? Yes, east.